I hope that the elections will go smoothly and secured. Definitely, we hope the best for Egypt, either with His Excellency Mr. Abdel Fattah Sisi or His Excellency Mr. Hamdin Sabahi. I think each candidate has its own plan, and it is the people say at the end or in the electoral boxes who will be the right person, or who will have the feeling of people, who will be felt by people in order to go for the presidency chair. Definitely, it's like a very hard like electoral. I don't like to say the word war, but I mean it is a competition. It is a hard competition, and each candidate has its own agenda. However, I see that the Marshal Abdel Fattah Sisi somehow, I think he got an edge in his campaign, because I think he owns information, and information is very important in order to take one step forward. I mean, realistic planning needs real information, and true pieces of information are very important in order to take decision. So I think he got this, plus he got also the experience of like governmental work as a countryman. You know, I think he got a lot of qualities that would qualify him to be the president. I think so. Definitely, Mr. Sabahi also got some experience in some public work, and he got some qualities that might make him or like qualify him to be also.
But what do you think about people who are criticizing Hamdin Sabahi for being a presidential candidate, especially that he was before also a presidential candidate? I mean, how do you see the comments of such people on criticizing Hamdin Sabahi?
I think he's been criticized for a long time as taking the presidential elections as a job. You know, like every time there is a presidential elections, he goes for it, like you know, and he never wins. I mean, it's good for him still. I mean, he got strong hope, and he knows the game. You know, so I think it's I mean, you know, every person who works in the public environment is open for criticism, and he should not be angry for that. And we see that all public figures, either politicians or movie stars or even TV presenters, they are all open for criticism. And I think the right move is to understand why they are criticized and try to get benefit out of it, and try to develop themselves out of such criticism. And I think this is the best way to pay back any criticism.
But what should be, in your opinion, the priorities of the president to come here in Egypt? What should be put as a priority, like first, second?
For the quality?
No, not for the quality, but I mean for the problems that we are facing now in Egypt. What should be put as a priority?
Very good question, actually, and that's a very critical point, because I think the education issue is the most important one to be tackled first, because education forms the people,
the minds,
the people customs and minds and habits and everything. You know, like in first world countries such as in the States or in Europe, you have people who got good education. You know, you have people who can think, people dare to change. You know, we on the other hand in third world countries, you see that people refuse to think. They are afraid to think, and this is very dangerous. So as long as people don't think, nothing will change, because everything stays as thin. You know, so I think education is a very important issue, followed by security. However, I would go again for education. If you educated people well, then there will be very minimum level of crime in all levels. You know,
it relates to many things.
It relates actually to everything. I mean, if you have good, well-educated people, then you will have no crime. I mean,
idealism, or you mean
yes, it is idealistic to it's not idealistic to have these, but I mean, supposedly. If you have well education system, that then you will have minimum problems in traffic, you will have minimum problems in supplies, you have minimum problems in organization, you have minimum problems in everything, because people are well educated. So it's easy to communicate with them. It's easy not to make mistakes. It's easy to give others people rights. You know, it's easy in everything. So education system, I would say the most and first problem to be tackled.
Sir, we have watched recently the interviews done by both Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Hamdeen Sabahi. Do you think that they well presented their programs in these interviews, or I mean even the efforts that are exerted by both candidates to present their presidential campaign or presidential programs? So do you think that they succeeded in that, I mean?
Actually, I think everything good can be better. And I think it's the first time for both of them to have such such presentation. So I think it, I mean, practice makes good all the time. So I think, although it seems okay, but I think it needs to be like polished more and more. And I think also there should be more than one presentation, not just one. There should be like twice, 3 times, and each presentation should focus on one problem that Egypt suffers. You know, like education, food supply, security, you know, all like each candidate should list, like from his own point of view, what are the most important problems that Egypt face, and how will he tackle each problem, and like the time period, like remember that you have only 4 years period, and this might be renewed by another 4 years, and that's it. So you are talking about maximum 8 years if you are lucky enough. So we have to see your point of view within these problems, within this time limit. You see, so and in all cases, people must help the whoever governs Egypt.
Of course, it's the citizens, the government. I mean, each one will be.
Yes, the president only one person. People are like too many persons. So he